Welcome to the environmental world of Professor Robert Emerson and his friends, friend monkeys, friend parrot, friend llama, friend panda bear, and friend porpoise. Environmental regulation really was present even before the 1960s. But this type of regulation was essentially a very privately oriented regulation. In other words, you as a landowner had a right to pursue someone who you believed was violating your right to enjoy, to use your property. And it could be, for instance, through pollution. This might be a form of trespass, someone intruding onto your property or discharging something onto your property, or it could well be simply nuisance, that is, a person's use of his own property in a way that disturbs your rightful expectation to use and enjoy your own property. There also, of course, have long been protections for landowners through zoning regulations, and again, in a way, this could constitute a form of environmental protection on behalf of landowners who feel that their property interests have been aggrieved. The problem was that certainly by the 1960s, with the growth of the environmental movement and the notion of the earth as a precious body being violated by mankind's own pollution, the problem was that these notions were not very protective on a systemic fashion. So environmental laws were enacted. And chief among all these laws is, in essence, the law that created the Environmental Protection Agency and authorized it to implement and enforce most of the federal environmental protection laws. At the state level, there are comparable agencies that attempt to protect our natural resources. The goal behind these laws is, of course, to deter events that degrade the environment and also to implement standards for actually improving the environment. The goal is to set up a system which systematically attacks pollution and other degradations in a way that private lawsuits may not be able to accomplish. Having said that, though, I must acknowledge that lawsuits are still a primary instrument of plaintiffs, of environmental groups, of others. And often these people will, in effect, say, trust me, I'm a lawyer. We are simply, or I as a lawyer on behalf of Earth First or whatever, are simply implementing the federal laws. We're doing what needs to be done through lawsuits because the EPA or other agencies, either because they are understaffed or because they are underfunded, or sometimes simply because they are refusing to carry out the policy that they were directed to carry out, need to be bolstered by our private initiative. The counter to that is, of course, that these lawsuits are often leading to ineffective measures. They are not cost effective. They are forcing landowners and businesses to do things which really are not the best method for dealing with pollution, for protecting the environment. And that is the criticism that is often bandied about. What I would say in this area is that we certainly will not see the end of lawsuits anytime in the near future, and it's an area for continual debate as to what really is the best method for improving our environment, for staving off pollution, and for otherwise dealing with the problems in this area.